bit.
If I am the bounce, or I'm in Madison, if I'm in the Giant Stadium.
Bro, I thought B2K was on the goddamn stage when you got up there. Them was going nuts.
Oh, you talking about the millennial?
Yes.
Thing? Yeah, she was crazy. But I mean, just imagine that times 10 back then.
Sheesh.
It was like, bruh, when I tell you, man, I don't even know. A lot of that was just a blur to me because we were doing so much stuff. It was like I was doing I can't even remember half the stuff I was doing. Like even when we was on tour, I was on tour with Rock the Mic for a whole year. And I remember Jay-Z telling me, like, he pulled me to the side, was like, yo, like, welcome. You
You here now.
You here. Like he was just kinda like, yo, welcome, Bone. Like, I appreciate you coming on the tour, man. Like you in the fold. And I was like, man, I appreciate it, bro. He was like, yeah, man, every time you ever need me, man, let me know. And I was like, cool, bet. I didn't really care about that shit. Yeah. I'll just be real with you. I appreciate him saying that. But at the time I was so hardcore Atlanta, I didn't realize the importance of mending the gap at that point.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I was kind of like, man, you know what?
But you know, Hov give love to down south artists.
He does.
He gives so much.
That's what I'm saying.
In a real way.
He does.
So and it be actual genuine love, not somebody who hear your record
right.
and shit pop off. Because I remember when he snuck on and I was like, this shit is amazing.
Yeah.
This shit is amazing. And we got one rule in the Martel house.
What's that?
Never, ever play yourself with Hov.
Never. Never play yourself.
What?
Never play yourself.
Never
with
play
Hov.
yourself.
You know, we don't let people come in here and talk bad about nobody.
Oh,
so when people like, you know, we do top fives and people get in their feelings about who their favorite rappers is. We like, look, you don't like Jay, cool, but you ain't got to play yourself.
No, I like Jay.
No, I'm talking about these other. There be some clowns that be talking crazy.
Les, can I do something real quick? We've been talking to Brother Bone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a young lady to his left, right?
Oh, we was getting to her. We was getting to her.
There's a young lady to the left.
Project.
And before
3.
we get into that, because I'm ready to get into that. You know I'm ready to get into that.
That's love, bro.
We're talking about how you felt during these different moments of before stardom, during stardom, post stardom, you're a household name and all this stuff. I got to ask the First Lady. When you think back on that journey.
She wasn't on that journey. This is a different lady.
No, that's not what I'm getting at.
Okay, let me hear you.
I'm getting at you were like us on this side.
Right.
Seeing it from a distance. Right? Where were you at?
What was your
when you heard, so I'm outside of the club,
thank God
and you think I'm a punk.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know from somebody who knows him personally, thinking back on those times and getting to where you are now. Do you ever have those moments like where you look at your man like, yo, I used to dumb out. Like, I done smacked the chick behind this song.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying you did. I'm not saying you did. I'm just, you know.
But I had a box Chevy.
Hello.
When Never Scared came out. I had two box Chevys.
So I
had a maroon one and I had a baby blue one.
OG Award of the Night goes.
Yeah, and I used to test my speakers with Grip It and Grain. I tell them this all the time. Like,
that shit is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yo, I remember the first time I heard that shit. I was at a Piggly Wiggly. That's how crazy it was, right? I was at a Piggly Wiggly, right? I had just got my mama something. I forgot what she sent me into the store for. Right? And I'm getting dead ass with you. I was home from the military, and she sent me to the store to get something. I'm sitting in the Piggly Wiggly thing, and the DJ at the time, it was Charlemagne. Charlemagne was in Charleston, and he goes, "This new Bonecrusher." I said, "Oh shit! Why? Why so much? What?" And
it just felt good, though.
And then it just
felt good.
so hard.
Oh yeah. It's crazy because around that time I was working at Red Zone. I don't know if y'all know Red Zone.
Yes,
Tracy
we
Stewart
know Red Zone.
And Shakespeare. So when I moved here, I'm from Chicago. So when I moved here in '98. That was my first stop. So I was doing guy vocals at Red Zone back then. So I did the first version of the guy vocals of Scrubs. I was on Tamar Braxton's album. I did background. So I've been in the fold. So it's crazy, like all the baseball games. You know, me and Bone talk about this. Like, it's crazy we never met back then because I was in the fold in one unit. and we were all connected to the same people,
Right.
but we never crossed paths. So it's just really unique, to think about how it was back then, and just like how dope it is that I was testing my speakers to Gripping the Grain and Never Scared. Like, Gripping the Grain was my shit.
Come on
Never
now.
Scared was dope too. But
Gripping the
Grain
Grain had a
is
whole
just like
different
a
feeling.
You
whole
tell
nother
somebody that they
different.
feel like you disrespected, never
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
No.
But
See,
that's
you know how I
just
look at
Gripping the
it?
Grain.
Never Scared was ours, and then it became everybody's.
Yeah.
Gripping the Grain is like mine.
Yes.
Like, that's
Yes.
personal.
I mean, I know everybody tested their speakers. Everybody to the highest frequency you can turn it, right?
All the way up.
So, I had some very fond memories back in the day. And just being in the music industry, just coming from Chicago, and it really wasn't nothing going on there. And you had to come here for everything. And the first meeting I had here at 15, my cousin Island, he took me to Philip Ranson at So Def, who was one of the attorneys. And so I always tell Bone, like, it's so crazy how we were in these circles in the same moment of time and time and distance, and the universe brought us together when it did, which is just so
That's
much
like
more
my
amazing.
wife.
Yeah,
My wife and I, she used to be making her rounds through the city. And I used to be
Wow.
making the same rounds through the city, and we never saw each other.
Yep.
Never spoke, never nothing.
and I'm glad
That's
we
because
did,
that's-
because it
that's
would have been
God's
different.
work, though.
We probably
Divine
would have never been
That's
together.
God's work, though.
Yeah.
That's how he moved. Like,
That's
everything
God's
is in
work,
his
though.
time, right? So sometimes you're supposed to go around that block. You pick up a couple things. You drop off some things.
That's right.
And then you come around ready for what's next.
That's
What'd
right.
you say? You
Growth.
what?
You pick up a few things and you drop off a few things. Don't
I
forget,
like
you
Drop
gotta
off a whole
drop
lot.
off some
No, let's
things.
drop off a whole
I
lot.
like that.
You know what I'm saying? If you come on now,
Yeah.
come on now.
So now, Bone, you've had a second to let the pandemonium die down,
Yeah.
and now you here with Storyteller, and you guys are making moves. I don't think Atlanta knows, man.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Nipsey, but there's a Nipsey right in your city, man. And we, fortunately, in Atlanta have a couple of them. Mike is one of those guys that is out here. Killer Kill from the Ville is always out here. But you got to understand, Bone is too.
Please believe it.
Storyteller is too. They are out here in these recreation centers for these kids. I'm going to let you tell them about the Project 143, and please tell them about what you guys have coming up, so everyone knows, this just ain't rap. This
Right.
is a love for everybody in the community here in Atlanta.
Story and I have a consulting firm called Crusher Consulting, and we work with a lot of people, influential people in the city. A lot of them all of them are our friends. We come together for a common cause of love and ethics and friendship, and through that we try to figure out ways to help the city and help the community and help everybody grow financially and mentally. Story actually helped me heal my wounds from my past relationships, and it got me in a space where I had to learn how to love myself, not from a narcissistic standpoint, but from a true boundary standpoint of love and being real with myself and people that were around me that didn't necessarily have my back the way I had theirs. So a lot of people don't know that they're hurting you because they from a hurt space.
Hurt people hurt people.
Exactly. And so we try to, everybody we encounter, we try to make sure that those people understand how we love ourselves and how we can, hopefully it rubs off to make you understand that you should love yourself as well. Project 143 is Project I Love You, which is from the old school,
Right.
the beeper, you know what I mean? You text somebody, I love you, 143.
Yep.
And we did some music together, a love project we did together. Also, we've been doing a lot of things in the community, kind of on some behind the scenes things. We don't do a lot of upfront stuff. Just try to help kids out in the community. Last year, last month, we did a panel on Revolt. We put that whole thing together, my wife and me, called State of the Union. It was basically about things we're talking about, how we can come together as a community. And right now we're at an age where we're in our late 40s, early 40s, late 30s. And it's time for us to start realizing that we are adults. We have to show other people that they can be an adult too. And adulting is very fun, and you have to be responsible in that. Teaching kids about financial growth, mental stability. Once again, we go back there. And just kind of like overall what we have to do to better our community. My good friend of mine is Greg Moore, who is the commissioner for the SIAC. And he was one of the guys on the panel that spoke about financial growth and how we can continue to help and help more for our black colleges to make sure that they stay afloat. We can't let that die. We can't let that die down. We have to understand the hereditary value of that, the wealth in that. Wealth is knowledge. And we have to make sure that our children stay in school and go to our schools. There's nothing wrong with going to other people's schools, but our schools are very important. He was talking about the variation of numbers of how black kids go to this school instead of our own schools, and how that hurts the bottom line for our people in our community. That was basically what we talk about on that. And we have a situation where right now we're trying to do another one coming up here very soon, where we have a thing called The Answers, where we answer all the questions that were asked from the panel and from the people in the audience. Everybody was in the audience that was there were some of the most influential people in the city. We had T.I. on the panel, Kenny Burns, Big Daddy Kane, CeeLo Green, Greg Moore, Joyce Wilson, who is the curator for hip hop studies at Georgia Tech. Tigger was there. I said CeeLo.
Bone.
DJ,
you know Tigger go wherever you go at.
Yeah, I know Tigger. That's my boy.
Tigger goes wherever you go at.
We missed one guy. He was supposed to be there, but he wasn't there. He had to work, and there you go. He was on a vacation. A good friend of mine. We missed him.
So
we missed him.
What I tell people all the time, man, especially in our black community, I would love for everybody to start getting mentally healthy. That is something that is glazed over in the black community a lot. Yeah. We don't take the time to go see anybody because we think that is a stigma attached to that. And me personally, you know, I was overseas. Mm-hmm. You know, Iraq, Afghanistan, Africa, those places in war-torn countries. Mm-hmm. And after you see the amount of stuff that you see, you need to talk to someone to unload that type of stuff. But the stuff I see overseas, kids see every day on the west side.
Right.
You know, it could be the west side of Chicago or the west side of Atlanta. Right. People still see those things.
Ghetto is ghetto.
All the way around, from here to Afghanistan. It's the same thing. And a lot of people don't understand that those kids need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, so you guys creating outlets for people to get mentally healthy is something that should be applauded. It's something that everybody in Atlanta should attach themselves to and want to be a part of. So anytime you need this platform here, powered by Martell, we're definitely willing to help.
We're trying to be first in line.
To help any way we can, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on 1 second. Let me say it like this. I'm looking at it from an incarceration standpoint.
Right.
Okay. I was incarcerated for 6 years.
Okay.
So, and I was a teacher's aide the whole time I was there. So I helped thousands of people get their GED while I was there.
Nice.
Okay. That's one thing I can hold my hat on. Right.
Lovely.
Seeing that it was guys in this big dog prison that came straight from juvenile.
Right.
Funneled in. So you get locked up 12, 13, 14 years old. No one is telling you how to deal with your emotions, your feelings, none of that. Nobody's telling you how to or giving you an example of how to hold on to your sanity.
Right.
I know what it feels like to fall down that rabbit hole, and sometimes people can't pull themselves back up. They don't know how or who to reach out to, what to reach out to pull themselves back up. So to see brothers and sisters like yourself actually making a conscious effort to meet people before it gets that drastic and let them know, like, we've been joking about the music and, you know, this is the same man who's saying popping the trunk. But when you know what it means, I'm glad you said it, when you know what it means to love yourself, it hurts to see people that don't know how to do that.
That's real.
It hurts to see people that don't know what it means to actually love and take care of yourself.
So the fact that what Bone and them is trying to get across to, it can hurt. But if you mess with us, we can show you
Exactly.
how to get over that hump.
Exactly.
Because loving somebody is the old.